welcome to Seattle. We don't have a basketball team.
Well, we got the M's.
That's who I was just talking about. And oh, by the way, the Mariners, who are headed for maybe one of their best seasons. They finished the season strong again last year, although barely missing out on the playoffs. But hey, they're coming back this year stronger than ever. Oh, wait, let's cancel Major League Baseball. And while we're at it, we'll trade your quarterback and release your middle linebacker. What's next? Michael Dixon is caught in some sort of...
At least you got the right picture up.
Salmon trafficking ring or something? I don't know. That'd be terrible. Don't do that, Michael. I couldn't take it at this point.
Yeah, man.
Beware the Ides of March, Lofa Tatupu. Beware the Ides of March.
Oh, I thought you said St. Ides, like the 40. I thought we got a new sponsor. No,
Historians believe that Julius Caesar was killed on March 14th. Beware the Ides of March. Okay? COVID, March 2020. And March 2022, on the same day.
Biggie Smalls, March 10th, right? Or March 9th? Was it yesterday? Today?
My birthday, March 16th. Why? Why can't I ever celebrate? Why? On the same day. They did it on the same day.
I mean, it felt like it was minutes apart.
We'll start the show in a second. I'm just going to let everybody know I'm currently going through the stages of grief like most Seahawk fans, I'm sure are. Lofa, I think, is joining me. We're not sure what's in that cup.
Yeah, I've just been on one for tequila. Three straight days since the bad news happened.
I went through sad. I went through anger. Definitely reasoning, bargaining. I'm on to like bitter. I'm kind of bitter. I'll admit. When it comes to both things, I'm bitter on Bobby's behalf a bit. I'm bitter towards Russ kind of already. We'll get into that. How are you feeling? What's your emotion? Can you?
I mean, I haven't seen you in a long time. I was going to say it's nice to see you.
Okay, that's nice. That's a better place to start. There's
I like to lean towards positivity. But it's hard right now, man.
One word to describe your emotions, and then we'll kick this thing off.
What? Just fucking puzzled. It's 2 words. Fucking puzzled. Yeah.
Hit it.
Let's get this crowd going. Now, come on, get him up. Hawks on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Lofa Tatupu is up in the mix.
Go Hawks.
I'm just about that action, boss.
Takes the snap. He's going to throw down the middle. What a catch.
It's intercepted by Lofa Tatupu.
Holy catfish.
Hey, that's great football now. It's going to work now. Let's keep playing.
Who's got my back? I got your back.
That's Lofa.
I'm a player.
Trouble playing. Thunder. On 1, ready. 3.
Russell looking.
Go Hawks.
Russell scrambled.
Go Hawks.
Pump fake.
Go Hawks.
Still looking. Now he spins out.
We got to fly, baby.
He's at 40. Down the far sideline.
no.
He's still moving. He's going to go.
Yes. 20. 10. They do it again. Touchdown. Seahawks.
Well, I forgot about the theme song. Oh, no. Oh, and welcome to Bleav in Seahawks on the Bleav Sports Network. Oh, also shout out to Brinks TV, everybody, and sponsors and Simply Seattle and all of the above. I'm Brett. He's Lofa. Here we are doing an episode much sooner than we thought we would have to. We said we'd be back if there was any big news, and holy catfish, there's some news with the Seahawks, and so we knew we had to jump on here and talk about it. Lofa, if I can stall for even one more moment to just remind everybody and let everybody know about our wonderful, wonderful sponsors. BetOnline, first of all, who has been here since just the very beginning, and they are awesome. BetOnline.ag, everybody, promo code Bleav, BLEAV, gets you 50% welcome bonus when you sign up.
I think it's Bleav 50.
Bleav 50. Bleav.
Come on, you're taking my parts. You're not even doing them right.
I'm sorry. I even forgot it was your line because Jimmy Betts, who I love dearly, and Jimmy, you know I love you from BetOnline. He's our guy. Jimmy Betts sends us the bets over there and what to look out for at BetOnline, and he sent me the email, Lofa, right away when it happened, and they've got Russell Wilson bets on there. And so if you want to go on there,
that, right?
And over under 30.5 touchdowns next season for the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson total interceptions over under 9. You can go hammer the over on that if you just feel like being bitter. Go for it. Russell Wilson passing yards they got up there already. They got also
what's that
at? What do they got? Russell Wilson passing yards over under. Wait, there's got to be a mistake in the prompter here because it says 39/1/2, but is the slash a mistake? Maybe he means 3911.5. Would that make sense?
3,900. That's a very approximate number. 3,911.5.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would.
Who put a slash in the prompter, Jimmy?
Who put the slashy there?
What the hell's going on? They also have Seahawk bets. Will the Seahawks draft a quarterback in round 1? You can go put some cheddar down on that. How about this one? Will Pete Carroll be the head coach of the Seahawks week 1 of the 2023 season? That's up there. Who will be the starting quarterback for the season? Week 1, they got Drew Lock, Malik Willis on the list, Deshaun Watson, Geno Smith, Marcus Mariota, Mitch Trubisky. Oh, boy. Jimmy Garoppolo's on there, 20-1. Anyway, betonline.ag, everybody. That's enough about them. Lofa, here we are doing this episode. Let's just get right into it, man. Let me know your thoughts. How you feeling? How'd you find out? Where were you? What? Just talk to me, please.
Just so many, like, when your phone just explodes, right? Just emails, text messages, all those things, right? I was like, oh shit, what happened? And of course, a bunch of them were just pictures of Russell, like, gone. And it's so that's how I found out. Sorry I missed your call. I know you were I didn't want to hear you cry. I'm sorry, bud. I knew what was going to happen.
Thanks for being there in my time of need. Nothing like hearing a friend say, I didn't want to hear you cry.
There was nothing I could do to console you, so I just figured it best, not to answer that call. But
well, you knew what it was about. You knew it wasn't about my kids or anything.
But okay, have we not expected this though? I mean, it should not come as a shock. I know it comes to a lot of people as a shock, a lot of the Seahawks faithful, but I pointed out in every single chance, every opportunity he had to, like, put it to rest, like, I'm going to be here was all you had to say. Not phrases like, I hope to be here, when you have a no trade clause in your contract, meaning it has to be run by you. You hold the power. And so, because I don't know what happened, but put something out on Twitter, and then the next thing I get all these DMs on Twitter and Instagram from a lot of Hawk fans. Yeah. Well, what's your problem? And I was like, well, I don't have a fucking problem. What's your problem? You hit me up.
What did you say? What did they say?
I said I don't expect him to be here next year.
Oh,
that's all I said. And I didn't, I was wrong. I thought Pittsburgh or maybe even Tampa would be in the running. I was wrong. So I'm man enough to admit when I was wrong. But I was not wrong about saying he was not going to be here. And I had a lot of Hawk fans on me saying, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to be that guy.
Flex on him. No, that's fine. You had it, man. You had
Flex on him? I fucking told you so. I told you.
You guys are lucky you got the sweatshirt on, right? I was nervous for the seams of that thing there for a second.
It's quality. It's 1937. It's quality.
You had this one, man, and the only reason that I was thinking maybe they give it one more year is because of the idea that he's under contract and because of the no trade clause and because publicly we kept hearing that he wanted to win multiple more Super Bowls here. He wanted to be here for 20 seasons and, finish his career as a Hawk. Like, all publicly, that's all we had been hearing. But everybody knew what was going on behind the scenes. And especially now, since it's happened, I've seen the national media just jumping on, people just saying things like, well, everybody knew this was happening. Behind the scenes, Russell was wildly unhappy with the team. Like, now it's like all of the worms are out of the can. All of the worms are out of the cat. No, the cat's out of the bag. What?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, man. How I found out was our guy Ryan Dyrud texted me instantly, and all he texted me was the eyeballs emoji.
He loves to be the bearer of bad news.
Just the eyeballs emoji. I'm
Loves it.
here. We're recording other podcasts. I get a text from him out of the blue. Eyeballs emoji. I text back ? And then he sends back
Eyeballs. ...
he says back. He says back. They traded Russell Wilson. I went. No. I was like,
Is it April 1st?
no way. Yeah. So great. I got to find out from the Rams podcast host too.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, oh my gosh. I don't know, man. I mean, so what do we think happened? Should we talk about that? Like,
Make some guesses.
Well, I have an idea. See what you think about this, okay? We talked about it on this very podcast. Okay, well, you want to go first? Sorry.
No, but it was just great the way you set yourself up there. So go ahead.
Okay. So on this very show, we talked about at the end of the season, it seemed like they had found something in running the ball. It seemed like that maybe Pete, maybe whoever was like, we are running the damn ball, hand it off. We're going to establish the run. And we all thought, whoa, there's the Seahawks we know and love. Look at Rashad Penny go. Maybe they'll re-sign him. This looks like we're in good shape heading into next season. And all the word we heard from everybody was, this isn't a rebuild. This isn't anything. Look at what just happened.
Yeah.
We're good to go. But do you think
and in that time,
that sort of proving of that point is what sent Russell a little sideways? Because it was like, well, I don't want to hand the ball off.
No.
And so if that's what you want to do, I'm out.
No, because if you look at those last 4 games, 9 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Yeah.
I mean,
so then what's up? It seemed like everything was good at the end of the season. We were winning games. We were running the ball. We were
quarterback rating was up.
Click.
Quarterback rating was up. Everything. Like I said, I wasn't super concerned when we won the division and the rumors came out, but I go, hey, this next season, and we talked about it all last year, even leading up to the season, was like, hey, if we don't make the playoffs and make it past divisional, Russ's camp, which I don't know if that's Russ or who it is, but his camp is going to put it back out there into the universe that, hey, our guy needs to go somewhere else or, explore his options. And that's exactly what happened. And, I'm just confused as to like really what has gone, because we've been throwing the shit out of the ball. We really have, you know, I mean, not super successfully. Russ still had a very solid year. I know a lot of people are like, oh, how do you make the Pro Bowl? His numbers were still really good. Like if you go
when
back
he was on the field, he was great.
Yeah.
He had an injury. It happens.
But, I'm just saying, had the game plan changed a little bit, and maybe this is where it, what you're talking about, caused for some concern from Russ and his camp, is that if they are running the ball a little more, a guy doesn't get his shine, and but I think we make the playoffs if we just skew the run a little more. Our defense isn't on the field for 80 plays, 3 or 4 games of one quarter of the season. That's exhausting. I've been there before. And I don't care how young you are, how good you are, you still get tired when you're on the field for 80 plus plays.
This perception is out there that like Russ doesn't want to run. He wants to throw it. And so he wants to be in a place where he can throw it and all of this kind of thing. But that's winning football. We saw it work. It's worked forever. I'm always confused with Russ a bit when it comes to like his legacy and how he wants to be perceived, because I would think you just want to win the most football games forever, right? But it seems like Russ is really concerned with how you win those games. Smash cut to the 2-yard line against the New England Patriots. Like, just win. And
with a coach who has a book called Win Forever. I mean, There's irony right there, right? I mean,
it just seems like the thinking is off sometimes. I
wonder where the disconnect is, because even all through it, they both said their relationship's been the greatest ever. I'm talking about Pete and Russ, right? And now I think the way they handled it was incredible, because they got as much as they could for Russ. Now, I don't know what Washington and there was one other team, I think whether it was Philly or Chicago or somebody else entered the talks, and they said to throw in a lot, but I don't know who said no, whether it was the Hawks or Russ, because he ultimately holds the cards with the no trade clause. But he must have thought that Denver was the spot to get more wins and possibly a championship. But here's my thing. With all these quarterbacks, if you're that dude, should it not matter where you are? Like, if you are that guy and, the ultimate competitor, shouldn't you be able to take anybody and lift them up? Talking about a team. And so, I don't know. We'll see. Stafford, it was in Detroit forever, didn't do anything. He goes to LA first year. And so I think when you see, okay, it worked for Tom, right? Well, Tom was kind of, for lack of a better term, forced out of New England, right? And so he goes, new team, wins it. He was on a talented roster in Tampa. Peyton Manning, forced because of the neck injury. They didn't know if he'd be the same. And they went and took Andrew Luck. So he goes to Denver. They go to the big game right away. And then a couple of years later, they follow it up and win it. But so I think, with quarterbacks seeing this, we're probably going to get more and more of this. Quarterbacks saying, hey, you know what? I got my money. Now it's time to go hunt for Super Bowls. And, where's the best chance? And I can see like 2-3 year contracts jumping from team to team, like NBA stars, seeking that validation of a championship.
I hate this. I hate this so much. For these guys who are always so concerned with their legacy, they're going to hunt and peck for championships, like kids on the playground, like, day after day wanting to pick the best team and dominate that way. Like, all right. I mean, a championship's a championship, of course, and who wouldn't want to win one? I can only imagine, but like, come on. It's just a little, I don't know. I'm not a fan. It rubs me the wrong way. I don't really know why, but it does. I think, I don't know. This is obviously not the way it was supposed to go down. I think this last contract was supposed to sort of play itself out, and then you'll see if they re-sign him or not. And in that time, hopefully they could draft someone or have sort of a succession plan in line. I wonder how quickly this all kind of unraveled and happened. I mean, there's been reports out that it was for around 2 weeks Denver was sniffing around, but I don't know. It feels a little out of the blue. It feels forced by Russ, and I feel kind of sick and gross and dirty about it, and I don't like it. And I also somehow sort of I said on our morning radio podcast that producer Katie and I do, I said, I'm sad and disappointed and angry and freaked out and everything that we don't have a quarterback, but I'm not that upset to see Russell Wilson go to Denver. I was kind of over it.
I'm wondering if he was even their first choice.
Honest. What's that?
I'm wondering if he was even their first choice, because it wasn't until Rodgers gets 4 years, $200 million, got released a couple hours later.
Yeah.
So how quickly did that shift?
I just think, like, on the field, Russell Wilson, it's clear what you have with him. He's a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. He's a perennial Pro Bowler, an All-Pro, a guy that puts up the stats and the numbers and the completion percentages, and he's a leader, and he's good in the clutch. He's the guy, man. But off the field and this, I was kind of over it. So honestly, I'm nervous for what it means football wise, but I just feel like there was something going on, man. There was something going on with that relationship. It felt fake for a few years. It felt on the rocks for a few years, and nobody really wanted to talk about it except for me, by the way. And everybody kept telling me to shut up. He won us a Super Bowl. But I was like, oh, come on. You guys aren't a little freaked out by Mr. Unlimited. You aren't a little annoyed by Mr. Unlimited. It was cringy, guys. It was annoying. And if the results were paying off on the field, nobody seemed to care. But now that he's gone, I'll say it. It was annoying. I was over it. It was weird.
Well, I think you have to look at
have fun, Denver.
The contract, man. Like, he's only got 2 more years here, right?
Yeah.
And if Rodgers just got 50, I mean, Russell's going to want to go back to the table immediately, at least get some more than what he's getting. And if we weren't winning at 35, I don't see us winning with him getting 40 plus. I don't know. I think that's fairly obvious.
Yeah.
And again, it's a team sport, so I'm not blaming Russ, but I'm just saying if you weren't winning at 35, does it make sense to put more money there, as opposed to around you and get more weapons, whether it's offense or defense?
Well, I'll tell you another reason I'm a little bitter is just because, looking back in Seahawks history with Russ, it's first year, amazing. Second year, Super Bowl champion. Third year, the Patriots Super Bowl. And then everybody else left. And then we kept Russ. And then we built around Russ. And then we let Russ call the plays and have all this autonomy. And then we brought in the offensive coordinator that Russ wanted. And then now Russ is just like, bye. Seems a little like, huh? Like, I would have rather kept the LOB together if this was the outcome of if a bunch of years into the playoffs and not really much there and first round exits and stuff like that. I would have rather built around maybe some other people back then, knowing what I know now. And that's what also is leading to this bitter feeling inside of me.
Built around other people like that guy behind you?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which we'll get to in a sec. Because, look, it's not all bad. Russ, of course, gave us some amazing moments that I'm extremely grateful for and thankful for. I have a picture with Russell Wilson that I took at training camp with my arm around him when he was a rookie watching Matt Flynn's press conference. It's one of my favorite things that I have. And I will always cherish his time here. I mean, watching him run around and escape and, oh boy, here we go.
And he would say that picture is where greatness happened for him.
I
meeting you.
I was fully bought in so early in his career, man. And just the being a lifelong Seahawks fan and, finally having that guy and he was small and he was a third rounder and, just the whole thing and just all those just amazingly magical plays and the moments in the Green Bay championship game, the Super Bowl, of course, the You Mad Bro game, there's so many memories. I don't know. Is there one that sticks out for you?
No, man. I mean, so many wins. It's hard to pick a favorite, moment. But just seeing the way he came in as a rookie, third rounder, after someone just got paid big money to be the man at your position, and you unseated them as a rookie. That's incredible. Yeah. I don't think that's – and you can't – looking back, Matt Flynn can't be mad. That's Russell Wilson. It became Russell Wilson. At the time, it was just a third-round short dude that, hey, man, he's a super competitive guy, and he's a good athlete. But
in his draft, Denver could have had him, but they took Brock Osweiler
in the first round. Did they take Osweiler in the first round?
I'm not sure what round. They took Osweiler before Wilson got picked, and now they just gave up a bundle to get Wilson. I just think it's interesting.
Yeah. But, it's one of those situations where I think, Russ, he didn't know how to ask for his release. And that's why we hear from the camp and his agent and I get it. I think he's worried about how he'll be viewed, in Seattle, which no one's ever going to be mad at that guy. Are they upset at the situation? Absolutely. But are you mad at Russell? No, you love the guy. Thank you for the memories. I mean, the Super Bowl championship and everything, man. So you wish him well. I think, we did the right thing in sending him to the AFC. So if we do see him, it's going to be, once every 4 years or in the Super Bowl.
Well, we've already dispatched the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl once before. I'm sure we could do it again.
Yeah. With a hell of a run game and Percy Harvin in the defense. If I need to remind you, but yeah, man, it's the all-time winningest in the first 10 years. It's been incredible, and even more so, what he's brought to the community, off the field, and like I said, every off day, one of the first ones in the building, along with your boy Bobby Wagner right behind you in that picture. And, we're going to get there. And then just after he puts in all his work, he, catches a ride over to Children's Hospital and puts in time over there. And like a lot of people, they don't see that stuff. And, it's incredible. And it's going to be missed, man.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I mean, all of that stuff being said earlier, like I said, I'm bitter. But I have plenty of love and tons of respect for Russell Wilson and everything he did here. And, sad to see him go for sure. Anyway, speaking of sad to see him go,
now I might cry.
That wasn't all that happened that day.
That was shit, dude.
And then I texted you. Did you think I was joking? Because then I texted you. I said, and Bobby or something like that. What did I even text you? And because during the day when it all went down with Russ, we were texting each other back and forth. And I think at one point I texted you, well, maybe now they have more money to re-sign Diggs and some other players. And you said, and Bobby.
And Bobby, yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, let's do this thing. And then
that's where when you started
an hour later,
you asked me, explain your feelings right now. I said fucking puzzled because, losing both of your leaders, in my opinion, arguably one of the best leaders you ever had, in Bobby Wagner.
Yeah. You texted back. This is how it went down. You said, hopefully Bobby too. After I said maybe they can re-sign some people, you said, hopefully Bobby too. And then, oh, what was it? Let's see. It was 3 hours later. I go, they released Bobby. And then you said, crazy. I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
Oh, well, all signs pointed to, okay, we got another year or two of great Bobby Wagner, I'm saying he's got at least 2 really good to great years left. He could probably play another 5 if he wants.
Oh, yeah.
But with him and his leadership, you build around him, go get another LOB. And I'm not acting like it's easy just to find an LOB. All right. That is a once in a lifetime, but you got enough money to go pay for a very
money to go try.
Yeah.
You can at least attempt.
Yes. Now it's incredible that Cam, Earl, and Sherm were drafted, right? That's not easy to do.
Right. Yeah.
But you can pay for guys comparable to them now because we have enough money with that. And then D-line and O-line and get back to just, hard nose like Pete wants to do, run the ball.
Yeah.
And beat the shit out of you defense. I'm talking, you could just run the same play over and over, but you're so good, they can't even get to the weak spots of a defense. That's how good and from 12 to 16, number 1 in scoring, I believe, for 4 straight years or 5 straight years, whatever it was, 12 to 15, but number 1 in scoring, never been done before. And that's how the Hawks won, with absolutely dominant defense and a run game. Yeah. And the passing yards are great by Russ, but let's not forget 43-8 in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. At the time, the most record-breaking offense was held to 8 points. Peyton Manning, one of the all-time greats, was held to 8 points in the biggest game. And that guy was the centerpiece.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Lofa, I'm so confused. Okay. You just released him? That's it? You released him. That's it? You released him. I'm sorry. You mean to tell me you're going to look at Bobby Wagner. You're going to say, we're going to go play football, but not with you. And by the way, we're not going to get anything back for you. How in the world? What? I'm sorry. First ballot Hall of Famer. I'm sorry. First ballot Hall of Famer standing here. At least 3 Pro Bowl seasons left in him. I'm telling you. And he's going to go somewhere else and make the Pro Bowl next year. Watch. What? You're just like, we'll release him. Really? They
With the
couldn't
cap,
get anything back?
Well, with the cap number as high as it was, you need a trade and deal to happen. So
Dude, they keep him and let him play. Look at those arms.
oh no, I'm with you. What I'm saying,
Pay the
I'm
man.
saying in terms of options, we're probably, I guarantee at the combine, just like we're not trading Russ, he ain't going anywhere. And, I guarantee talks around Bobby happened there too. Like, hey, are you guys interested in Bobby? And, what would be the price, how many picks or what? But then the other team has to look at, okay, well, the cap number was up around, I think, 16 or something like that, cap charge. So it's going to be, we get Bobby and then we extend him to restructure his contract, right? And it would be like a year extension or 2-year extension. So, and I wonder, because I think Bobby, I Bleav he still acts as his own agent or represents himself. So then I wonder how the rules, like were teams allowed to call Bobby? I know they are now. That's the one thing I think they did do right by him to at least,
okay,
he's got a jump start, and then they didn't trade him because Bobby doesn't have I don't Bleav he has a no trade clause, which is like, that's the ultimate disrespect. It's like, hey, Bobby, we sent you to the shittiest team, right? Yeah.
Right, without
sent you to the shittiest team.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you for
wouldn't want
everything.
that. No, I'm not advocating for that at all. No, I would want it to be done with a like, hi, Mr. Wagner, we're calling to see if maybe you would, with all the respect in the world, with everything you've done for us, with being an all-time great Seahawk, with possibly being on the Mount Rushmore of Seahawks, can we please, with your permission, that's how that phone call would go. Or should.
Yeah. So I think, by doing it this way, he's got a head start on free agency. Okay. So, and we'll see how that goes.
How in the world do you not? I just don't understand how in the world you don't want him on your team. I mean, I get the money. I don't know. He is a Seahawk dude. Him in another uniform. Are you kidding me? This is not supposed to happen.
I know. It was like watching KJ in another uniform.
I would rather see, I know he's got a lot of good play left in him, but I would rather just see a nice retirement and a Ring of Honor and a jersey retirement. Like
that's all coming, but I don't think.
Yeah, no, I know, but.
Before he hurt his knee, he was going to break his own record again.
Uh-huh.
So, I doubt that that's happening. And, my fear, I text you this?
Don't say it.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't.
You kind of have to now, but I might take my headphones off for it.
My fear is that he goes and hangs out with Darude's little buddies in LA. And, wherever he goes, I hope he has the chance to chase more championships. Yeah. But it's ultimately, up to Bobby on his situation where he wants to go. But I'm holding out hope that we could still get him back. It's, we want to have him. It didn't work. Maybe they didn't want to do him this justice by trading him just anywhere, for a haul of picks or anything. But I think the door is still open for him to return if he wants to. And then depending on what happens in free agency.
Well, what's next for the Seahawks here, though? We've had really good middle linebackers for a long time, going back to someone whose name rhymes with Lofa.
Bosworth?
Yeah, the boss. Where do we go from here, man? You tell us. You're the expert.
Maybe they're confident what they have with Brooks. I know from a play standpoint, but maybe because we're not inside those walls, maybe from a leadership standpoint, they feel as though he's ready to take the torch from Bobby and lead, his defense and team. And, that remains to be seen. Those are big shoes to fill, and we'll see. But I think it's eerily similar to like Pete's second year. The quarterback and the middle linebacker both left, me and Haas.
Somebody said that on Twitter, by the way. I saw a tweet. Somebody said, this reminds me of when Lofa and Matt left.
Yeah.
And that got me right in the.
Well, no. And I'm just saying I'm I'm here to hopefully shine a light of positivity that it's always better a year too early. Not in Hash situation. Hash could still play. I'm talking about me. The rule is, hey, go a year early. Me sitting out was not good for me. And then coming back, I tore my pec in like mini camp. And then, later lifting was officially how I tore it. But that time off is tough. And I've watched a lot of guys, I'm not going to say any names, but take the year off from COVID and come back, and they didn't look the same. They really didn't. And, but so I'm saying it's eerily similar in the fact that, okay, everyone's panicking. They got rid of the quarterback, got rid of the linebacker. Pete and John still put together two very competitive teams in the following years. It was a little tough, right? I think they went 7-9 again and then 8-8. But then that third year, I mean, I don't want to ruin bad memories, but should have won the divisional in Atlanta.
Yep.
And really was the hottest team in that last half of the season, beaten.
Oh, yeah.
In December, put up 50 points 4 straight times, and was just destroyed a San Fran team that would eventually go to the Super Bowl. So I'm saying now there's the cap room, and there is, the chance to it's not a full rebuild, I don't believe. There's still a lot of great pieces here, but it's a chance to get younger and reset the foundation to build around for years to come.
Favorite Bobby memories? You got to coach him as well in your time there, right? And hang out and be around him a lot and everything. I on the field and off the field, maybe even if you don't mind.
Just his leadership, man. A man of few words, but when he does speak, everybody listens. And I just, do you know how fucking hard it is to be that consistent for a full decade?
No, I don't.
I'm
on this show. I can't be consistent week to week.
I'm trying to put it into terms that people could appreciate, like Tiger Woods for a full decade, just being the best at what he does.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, very close in that, conversation. But, it was for 10 years, Bobby Wagner and Luke Kuechly. 10 years. And it's incredible the career he's put together. But even more so, like I said, the leadership aspect, one of the best leaders I've ever been around. Cares a lot about, everybody in that building, not just the players, but everyone that works in that building. And he's going to be missed, man. And I think that's the mark of, of someone's true value, is that it's not just what he does on the field. He's going to be missed. Yeah. And it's a tough day. I feel like all over last year I did when KJ left, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It's fucking tough because this is the last guy standing from the greatest defense of all time in the National Football League in those early years. The greatest defense that the National Football League's ever seen. And but yeah, too many plays. I mean, he destroyed San Fran. I mean, I'd be surprised if they're not calling him right now because every single game he ruined the game for them. And,
him and Russ, by the way, that tandem of them. I think I saw Russ was 11-4, and I mean Bobby's playing right there in that whole time too. The two of them just.
Yeah. But I mean, his best game, 2 sacks, interception and a sack, forced fumble, 20 tackles. It was just every time you look at. If we just go get his numbers from San Fran games, it would be a Pro Bowl year in those 11 games. That's how, ridiculous those stats were. But and speaking of which, favorite play, I mean, we were throttling the Niners, but I got to be a fan. I was in the end zone just partying with some of the boys. And they're on the far end zone. And on the 2-yard line, Bobby jumps across the spot route, catches it and just goes, and 98 yards. And he ended up right in front of the suite I was sitting in. And I mean, it was just the place, the crowd was going wild, and it was just awesome to see. I was hoping he was going to do the Kenny Norton Jr. on the goalpost, but I'm pretty sure he was too tired to even think. So, but that was definitely a favorite memory from Wags.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. So they're both gone. They're the last ones from the Super Bowl champion team as well. Just the two of them there.
I think that's the hardest part everybody's having.
Yeah, well, because the question is, man, did they win as many as we thought they were going to? Did that kind of, everyone was like, oh, the window's open for this team. It's open now. And every year it was like, the window's open. And, well, now they're all gone. How do you look back on this era?
I know what fans are thinking, and, it's natural, like, because, they went so early to the first one. But it is so hard to win in this league, especially a championship. I'm talking whether it's a conference or a division title, like it is insanely hard. And they won the first and only. And I think that's all that these Hawks fans need to remember. They are our only champions of the Super Bowl. All right. I mean, my boys went. That's cool and all. These are the champions, and it's a special year and a special memory. And, so I don't put any thought into, oh, they should have had more, could have had more. I mean, there's no use in thinking that way. At least in my opinion, from someone who played, it's like, I mean, so many fucking wins, dude. It was insane. And, now it's time to turn the page on that book and get after it again. And I think this is where I know, especially Pete and John are best at what they do. They have the ability to go make moves if they want to now, and resurge and go for it. And I think, even like you said, maybe with maybe some ego is out of the picture that had to be dealt with. I'm not talking about 54. I'm talking about my dog. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Sierra? Talking about Sierra?
Not talking about Sierra. No. And and I don't know. It's just from what you hear, right?
It's from what you kind of see with your own eyes, man. Honestly,
with the camp,
I think if you kind of read between the lines and the tea leaves and this and that, there's some stuff, and hey, that's not our problem anymore. So I don't know.
I will say
I don't know why it had to be a problem in the first place, but
he picked an interesting landing spot though, because the AFC West is just as competitive as the NFC West was. I think even if the Chargers don't call that timeout, 3 of their teams go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But so that's the question. Like, is he even the best quarterback in his division? He's in Mahomes, Herbert, and Carr now.
That is a good question. And we'll be back to answer it on a next episode of Seahawks podcast. But we got to wrap it up, man. I mean, I think, look, wish him health, wish him success, wish them both health and success. And
did you say hell or health?
No, health and success in their careers, of course. And we'll be watching the whole time. And there will be plenty to talk about on Bleav in Seahawks as the Seahawks are in full rebuild mode, baby. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I hope Russ balls out, just not against us. I hope Bobby balls out every
still got to talk about Noah Fant.
Oh, yeah, Shelby Harris.
We got to talk about the draft.
We have picks.
Back. Dude, we got the draft coming up. Who are we going to take? Are we going to take a QB in the draft? Are there QBs out there that Lofa wants to see the Seahawks sign?
Yeah. I'm still holding out hope that Bobby comes back.
I don't know. They kind of made it pretty official with all this social media love.
No, it's just appreciation for what the man's done. What if Bobby and KJ came back for one last hurrah? Just to show the young bucks, this is how the fuck we get down, and this is how it was when we won.
Walking in slow motion like Willis and Affleck in Armageddon.
Shades on.
Hell yeah. I'll take that.
Simply Seattle hoodies. I mean, it could be special.
Quick shout out to Simply Seattle. Thank you, because Simply Seattle is right now on their website. They have T-shirts commemorating Bobby Wagner and then also commemorating Russell Wilson and their time with the Seahawks. And the sales of those T-shirts, parts of the proceeds of the sales of those T-shirts go towards Seattle Children's Hospital. So once again, Simply Seattle doing something really cool. Jump on simplyseattle.com. Use promo code Bleav. Oh, sorry, Lofa. Promo code
Bleav, BLEAV.
Yeah, get you 10% off. And like I said, money going to a good cause. So good for them. And thank you to Simply Seattle for everything that you guys do. But we're out of here, and we'll be back with another episode whenever something happens worth talking about.
Boom.
Lofa, break us down.
Oh, man. It's a tough day, but it's going to be okay. Let's just thank Bobby and Russ for everything. Thank you, Bobby and Russ on 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Bobby and Russ.